Hello and welcome to Dark Sleuth Secrets. In today's video, we'll be exploring the early history of the Nazi Party, and more importantly, one of its key founding members, Anton Drexler. He's often referred to as the man who helped shape Hitler and played a crucial role in developing the Nazi Party's ideology as we know it today. His contributions laid the very foundation for one of the most infamous political movements in history. So, let's delve into Drexler's life and the lasting impact he made. Anton Drexler was born on June 13, 1884, in Munich, Germany. Described as bespectacled and unassuming, he was a trained locksmith and machine fitter by profession. Drexler believed that his financial future lay in Berlin, certain that the city's population would earn him a healthy trade for his skills. However, when he arrived in 1901, he soon realized that life had a different plan for him. The city brought not the prosperity he hoped for, but rather periods of unemployment and financial hardship. In an effort to make ends meet, he found himself resorting to playing the zither in Berlin's restaurants, an experience he later described as humiliating. Little did he know that his life would take a drastic turn, leading him to a different kind of stage, one of politics and ideology. In the midst of the First World War, with Germany grappling with the turmoil of the conflict, Drexler's life took a notable turn. It was a time when the nation was experiencing the aftermath of the war, and the social and economic conditions were challenging, especially in major cities like Berlin. Drexler, like many others, was deeply affected by the war's consequences. During this period, he joined the right-wing nationalist group known as the Fatherland Party, aligning himself with nationalist sentiments prevalent in post-war Germany. It was a time when the nation was searching for its identity amidst the political chaos. On March 7, 1918, Anton Drexler established the Committee of Independent Workmen with the goal of creating an organization that would counter the influence of Marxist-oriented free trade unions. His primary objective? To advocate for a just peace for Germany in the aftermath of World War I. Drexler's vision was ambitious, aiming to create a party that combined working-class principles with nationalist ideals. However, after 6 months, his initial organization had only attracted 40 members. Recognizing the need for a broader platform, in January 1919, against the backdrop of societal upheaval, Drexler decided to join forces with the right-wing journalist Karl Harrer. Together, they founded the German Workers' Party, DAP. Early members of this new party included Gottfried Feder, a German civil engineer, Hermann Esser, who had a background in the German army during the later stages of World War I, and Dietrich Eckart, a self-proclaimed poet with strong right-wing views. Karl Harrer was elected as the party's chairman. The party had very little cash to finance itself, and it is believed that at the time, the only assets the party had to its name were a briefcase and a cigar case. Little did Drexler and his fellow founders know that their party would evolve into something much, much larger. The German Workers' Party would later transform into the National Socialist German Workers' Party, more commonly known as the Nazi Party. Anton Drexler's impact on the early ideology of the Nazi Party cannot be overstated. His ideas and writings played a pivotal role in shaping the party's core principles. Drexler's influential pamphlet, My Political Awakening, served as a foundational text for the party's belief system. In this pamphlet, he passionately championed several key concepts that would become integral to Nazi ideology. Central among them was a fervent anti-Semitism, reflecting a deep-seated prejudice against Jewish individuals. Drexler's anti-Semitic views were rooted in a perception that Jewish people were a threat to the German nation, a belief that would later be carried forward by the Nazi Party. Equally significant was Drexler's unwavering commitment to German nationalism. He believed fervently in the need to strengthen and restore Germany's national identity and prominence on the world stage. This nationalism fueled the party's efforts to unite and mobilize the German people around a shared vision of greatness. Drexler's opposition to the Treaty of Versailles also played a prominent role in his ideology. For those who don't know, the Treaty of Versailles was the agreement that officially ended the First World War. It imposed harsh terms and severe penalties on Germany, including territorial losses, military restrictions, and heavy reparations. This treaty was widely seen in Germany as a symbol of humiliation and subjugation. Drexler's stance against it resonated with many Germans who shared a sense of outrage over the treaty's terms. In essence, Drexler's beliefs, grounded in anti-Semitism, German nationalism, and opposition to the Treaty of Versailles, served as the bedrock upon which the early Nazi Party's ideology was built. His ideas, while initially limited in scope, would later evolve and expand under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, ultimately shaping the course of history as we know it. In September 1919, Corporal Adolf Hitler was ordered to investigate a small group in Munich known as the German Workers' Party. The use of the term workers attracted the attention of the German army, which was now involved in suppressing Marxist uprisings. On September 12th, dressed in civilian clothes, Hitler attended a meeting of the German Workers' Party in the back room of a Munich beer hall, with around 25 people in attendance. During the gathering, economist Gottfried Feder delivered a speech entitled, "How and by what means is capitalism to be eliminated?" Hitler discovered that the party's political ideas were similar to his own. He approved of Drexler's German nationalism and anti-Semitism, but was unimpressed with what he saw at the meeting. After Feder's speech, as Hitler was about to leave, a man in the gathering, who Hitler later described as the Professor, rose up and expressed support for Bavaria, breaking away from Germany to create a new South German nation with Austria. This declaration incited Hitler to speak out forcefully against the proposal for an uninterrupted 15 minutes, leaving everyone in the room astonished. It was at this moment Anton Drexler was overheard whispering to a colleague, "He's got the gift of the gab. We could use him." Upon the conclusion of Hitler's impassioned speech, Drexler hurried over to him, offering a 40-page pamphlet entitled "My Political Awakening" and extending an invitation to return. And return Hitler did. After reading the pamphlet, Hitler said that it reflected his ideals, and so he applied to join the party. Hitler joined the DAP in 1919, and there he quickly rose to prominence. Drexler bore witness to the remarkable oratory skills of the young Adolf Hitler and recognized the potential for change. Both Anton Drexler and Adolf Hitler shared a vision for a new political movement that would champion their nationalist and anti-Semitic principles. At this critical juncture, the German Workers' Party stood on the brink of a significant transformation. The arrival of Adolf Hitler, with his powerful and impassioned speeches, infused new life into the party. Drexler, alongside other early members, saw a profound opportunity to expand their influence and reach a broader audience. The pivotal moment unfolded on February 24, 1920, in the city of Munich. On this day, the German Workers' Party officially rebranded itself as the National Socialist German Workers' Party, more commonly known as the Nazi Party. This transformation marked a profound shift in the party's identity and goals, setting the stage for a dramatic change in the course of history. One significant aspect of this transformation was the adoption of a new party program, famously known as the 25 Points. These 25 points meticulously outline the party's ideology, emphasizing nationalist, anti-Semitic, racist, and anti-capitalist principles. These points became the guiding principles that would mold the policies and actions of the Nazi Party for years to come. Anton Drexler played an instrumental role in this transformation. Together with other early members, he laid the very foundation upon which the Nazi Party would build its radical ideology. This historical moment set the stage for the party's growth and solidified Drexler's role in shaping the political movement that would eventually leave an indelible mark on history. In the nascent stages of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, or the Nazi Party, the early activities centered on organizing rallies, conducting public speeches, and disseminating party publications to promote their nationalist, anti-Semitic, and anti-capitalist ideology. These efforts were instrumental in building the party's presence and influence. However, within the party, internal struggles and conflicts were brewing. One of these significant internal conflicts occurred during a fundraising mission to Berlin, where Adolf Hitler, along with Dietrich Eckart, embarked on a mission to secure financial support for the party. In their absence, the party committee, led by Anton Drexler, took a momentous step. They attempted to merge the NSDAP with the German Socialist Party. This merger attempt sent shockwaves through the party and prompted Hitler's resignation from the NSDAP. It was Dietrich Eckart, a staunch right-wing figure and one of the party's early members, who played a pivotal role in persuading Hitler to return to the party. However, Hitler's return came with a condition. He would rejoin the NSDAP only if he were to replace Anton Drexler as the party leader, and that they also must refer to him as the Führer. In a remarkable turn of events, a vote was held, and Adolf Hitler won the leadership position with an overwhelming majority of 500 votes to 1, with Drexler being the sole supporter of his leadership. Drexler was moved to the honorary position of president. This critical turning point not only shaped the leadership of the Nazi Party, but also laid the foundation for Adolf Hitler's rise to prominence within the organization and, ultimately, in the broader context of German politics. On November 9, 1923, Adolf Hitler and his followers attempted to overthrow the Weimar Republic government in Munich. The coup, which took place at the Bürgerbräukeller beer hall, ultimately failed, resulting in several deaths and arrests, including Adolf Hitler and other prominent Nazi leaders. Anton Drexler had no direct involvement in the beer hall putsch, and the failure of the coup led to the temporary banning of the Nazi Party. During this time, Drexler distanced himself from the Nazi Party, leaving it in 1923. The Nazi Party was refounded in 1925, in which Drexler had no involvement. However, he eventually rejoined the Nazi Party in 1933 when Hitler ascended to national power as Chancellor of Germany. This was a critical turning point in the party's history, as Hitler's leadership and the political landscape allowed for the Nazi Party's legal revival. Drexler, after leaving the Nazi Party following the beer hall putsch and its temporary outlawing, founded the National Social People's League, National Sozialer Volksbund, in 1924. This was a separate political organization that he established, which had some ideological and political connections to the early Nazi Party. The National Social People's League shared some common ideas with the Nazi Party, including nationalist and anti-Semitic beliefs. It aimed to promote a form of socialism that blended with nationalist and racial principles. Drexler saw this as an alternative path to pursue the goals he had originally envisioned within the Nazi movement. However, the National Social People's League did not gain significant political traction and faced internal conflicts. By 1927-1928, the organization had become largely defunct and dissolved. Meanwhile, the Nazi Party under Adolf Hitler's leadership had undergone a transformation and was on its way to becoming a major political force in Germany. Drexler's divergence from the mainstream Nazi movement and the subsequent dissolution of his National Social People's League underscored the significant changes and evolution that the Nazi Party underwent during this period, eventually leading to its rise to power in Germany. Drexler's dedication and loyalty to the cause were exemplified when he was awarded the prestigious Nazi Blood Order, Blutorden, on November 9, 1933, marking the 10th anniversary of the failed beer hall putsch. The Blood Order was a significant decoration symbolizing unwavering commitment to the party's principles. It featured a distinctive red-white-black ribbon and a silver medallion adorned with a swastika. This honor highlighted Drexler's pivotal role in the early Nazi movement and his close association with Adolf Hitler. In his later years, Anton Drexler experienced a significant shift in his role within the Nazi Party. As the party evolved and gained prominence under Adolf Hitler's leadership, Drexler's influence waned. He retreated into relative obscurity and lived his final years in Munich. Anton Drexler passed away on February 24, 1942, in Munich, Germany. The cause of his death was a heart ailment. Others have said indicated he had a drinking problem. Drexler's legacy is one marked by his early involvement in the formation of the Nazi Party and his collaboration with Hitler, which played a crucial role in shaping the party's early ideology. While his historical significance may have diminished over time, his contributions to the early Nazi movement remain a part of the complex tapestry of history in the 20th century, and is arguably known as the man who helped make Hitler.